Well, dependent on what you see out of your classrooms. You have a lot of kids in here.
That's what I do. I mean, I do it every 3 months.
Every 3 months?
They're very nasty. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every 3 months.
What contributes to a dirty filter? Well, you have kids that are going in and out of the building, bringing in dirt on their shoes, but dead skin. Where does dead skin come from? Non-moisturized skin. What do kids do? Not bathe as often as they need to be. So you are going to need to check those filters every 3 months and change those accordingly. You may find that certain classrooms, like your wood shop and stuff like that, may need it a bit more often. During that maintenance, you should be giving a visual inspection of the system itself. You should be taking a look inside the control panel and taking a look at the wiring, your line voltage wiring and control wiring. Just a visual inspection. You want to look and make sure that we don't see anything out of the norm, and that's why the visual inspection is important. That we take a screwdriver, we open up the panel, and actually look at the inside of it. Like the one unit that we had that was blowing fuses continuously.
Yeah.
What I noticed is that one of the wires had a slight burning to it. Why did it have it? There was no reason why it actually had it. I replaced that wire, tightened the connection. We never seen that problem happen again. And that was on, it was a little 0.73 amp fuse, but we were having it like every month and a half. This intermittent issue. So a visual inspection of your wiring is important. That's something we've touched through all the way around. Safety. There are local area disconnects on every panel unit. I've seen those myself. Prior to maintenance or inspecting the electrical, turn the power off. And to get inside those cabinets, you have to turn the power off anyway. It does not allow you to leave the power on and open up your control cabinets on every single one of your SCUs. The power must be turned off. 2 flat-headed screwdrivers opens the control cabinet. So you can see inside of it. Line voltage will be present at the top of the disconnect. And if you want to troubleshoot it, you turn the power on while it's in there. Don't stick your hand all the way into the back. Use an adjustable. Trim the arm. That's now going to introduce 480 volts to that cabinet. 480 volts can jump to you 3 to 6 inches away. I speak directly from experience. And this is not a theory. You stick a screwdriver in there, it can arc to it. If that's not an insulated screwdriver, it's going to arc to you. Again, you will get electrocuted and it will hurt the whole entire time you're dying. You don't want to ever, the same way that we have described before. Now, when it comes to these low profile thin coil units, just as we looked at the unit heater, you have to remove the entire blower assembly in order to access the coil for cleaning. So while you have the blower housing out, don't spray water on the motor, okay, because you're going to destroy it. But use nitrogen and a brush and clean out the blades. If you see buildup of dirt on these blades, if it's built up on one side versus another, we've turned the balance of that motor off. You're now going to take these permanently lubricated bearings and going to cost you a new motor. You already had the blower out. Let's clean the guy while it's out. Clean the housing, clean everything around it. It doesn't just preserve the life of the motor or the bearing within, it provides cleaner air. That dirt buildup, we have moist air going all around us, even though we're trying to control humidity in this building, it turns into a muddy substance. That muddy substance turns into mold. You are now projecting that mold every time that unit comes on. This is an unsafe, unclean environment for the kids, for you, for the teachers, for everyone that's around. So again, RTFM, read the freaking manual. The manual is going to dictate your normal and periodic maintenance of this. So if we look at the picture right here, because we're not accessing one, the motor is in between your 2 blower assemblies. They're ungodly to change, and you can only do it if you've removed the entire assembly. There are 2 screws right here and 2 screws right there. 4 screws will drop that down, and it's sitting up on a little clip on this outside side. So it folds down and drops down to you like a hinge. That way, it's going to take 2 men to get these out. Don't try to do it yourself. You absolutely need 2 people, 1 on each side, because the weight of that, when you get up on the ladder, is all of a sudden going to come to you when you're off that hinge. You're going to find yourself in a really weird predicament trying to get that down through the hole that you have in the ceiling by yourself. too many. After you've removed the blower housing, you will now have access to the coil. Use nitrogen, a vacuum, or a brush, whatever you deem dependent. I, again, always recommend nitrogen because it flows directly through the entire coil. Okay, you have a chilled water and hot water coil for these. Chilled water for conditioning or air conditioning, climate control, and heating for your hot water coil. As long as your boiler plant is up and running, those actuators, water valve actuators, are going to open and say, I want hot water to run through here. Based on that need, that fan motor is going to come on and blow warm air into the conditioned space. Same thing with your chilled water coil, with the exception of we're not blowing cold air, we are removing heat from the air that already exists, taking it outside through your chiller to your cooling tower and releasing the heat outside. There's not much to these, but making sure, checking electrical connections, clean coil and a clean blower. As you can see right here on this picture, it's an open face motor. Use that same nitrogen that you're cleaning the blower housing, clean the motor. If we can keep dust off those copper windings, we're going to prolong the life of that motor, and it's going to